This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
First at 5, heavy downpours and storms moving through central Indiana. It is much needed rain, and it is a Storm Team 6 alert day. We start with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. Kevin, how long will this rain stick around? It's a welcome sight for a lot of people.
It's been over a week since we've had a good downpour, and most of us have seen at least some rain today, and we're not quite done. Let me just show you, perhaps you saw it coming before it whipped through your area. We had 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, some small trees down out at the state fairgrounds as this moved through around 4 o'clock, and then quickly we put that in the rearview mirror for now. Let me show you where the strongest thunderstorms are, non-severe, but again, you may have some 40-mile-per-hour gusts, brief heavy downpours anywhere from Marion to Newcastle as this moves northeast. Muncie, here it comes from your southwest, will slide down the line from Shelbyville to Columbus and Seymour. This is moving northeast. You too will have 40-mile-per-hour gusts with this and heavy downpours of rain. Most concentrated area of rain, eastern Indiana, but we've got more even back west of Champaign, and I think with the sun coming out, not setting until after 9 o'clock, and a cold front still around, we'll have additional showers and thunderstorms, especially before midnight. You can see the probability of rain still high. It drops through the overnight, and really the rest of the week looks to be fairly dry. 7 o'clock this evening, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Same can be said at 9. By the time we get closer to midnight, that'll be moving to the east.
Thanks, Kevin. And the rain and heavy winds likely caused this large tree to fall on a house in the 1100 block of Delray Drive. That's on the west side in Wayne Township. The Wayne Township Fire Department says the two-story home sustained serious structural damage. The good news, the 3 people living in the home and the pets escaped without injury. And with today's heavy rain and storms, we have the tools to keep you safe. You can download the Storm Shield app, which alerts you to warnings and watches. Also, Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory, Kyle Mounts, Todd Clausen, and Alyssa Donovan post everything on the RTV6 app. Both apps are free. Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 effort to connect you to job opportunities. And today, huge economic news, a plan to bring 500 new jobs to Indianapolis after a California company announced it will create a headquarters in the Keystone at the Crossing area on the north side. We have team coverage of the big announcement. We begin with RTV6's Rafael Sanchez, who is live at the new Eastern U.S. headquarters for a company called eHealth Incorporated. Rafael.
Amanda, good evening. This is big news per the governor and the mayor of Indianapolis. This is the headquarters for eHealth here in the north side of Indianapolis. The company is based out of California. eHealth is an online company that sells multiple insurance policies specifically for seniors. The company has already hired 125 people. Let me take you to the ribbon cutting that happened today here on the city's north side. The plan is to hire some 500 employees by the year 2023. The average pay, about $80,000. That's with salary and commission. And if you're lucky enough to get hired as a software engineer, your salary could be upwards of $125,000. The company is hiring Hoosiers as we speak. There are a number of jobs posted right now. They may have about 215 people employed at this site by the end of the year. I had a chance, Amanda, to speak to a recruiter just about a few minutes ago, and she was telling me that finding workers has not been a problem, that they can find a lot of local people with the talents that they need. And that, of course, is good news, especially to those people that our Cameron Riddle has been talking to as he continues our team coverage. Cameron, there seems to be a lot of open jobs here, and people may benefit from those help wanted ads.
That's right, Rafael. And as more of those jobs come to Indianapolis, the people have to fill those jobs for these employers that are moving into the city. And as that is happening, area schools and universities are working hard to prepare Indiana students to get into this booming industry of science, technology, engineering, and math. At IUPUI, the Indianapolis STEM project serves as a pipeline for high school students who want to explore a career in the tech and medicine fields. The project gives high school participants hands-on practice and a chance to build relationships with companies they one day may work for. As Indianapolis continues to grow as a tech hub, employers need more employees, and those early connections are setting Hoosier students apart.
I think these pipeline programs set these kids up with networks of people throughout Lilly and a couple other organizations in the greater Indianapolis area. So they have actual contacts where they can go and say, I'm looking for a job. Who do you know? Who do you know at IUPUI? Who's looking to hire someone in this field? And that gives them background, but also gives them a leg up on other people who may not be familiar with the area and may have no contacts in the area.
Raphael, IUPUI says they have noticed an increase in interest from students wanting to get into the STEM field, and at the same time, they've also been hearing from more employers who are in the area and coming to the area wanting to know what kind of qualified applicants Indiana has to offer. And as more of those jobs come here to the Hoosier State ROF, we'll be seeing more of that opportunity. Back to you.
Cameron, thank you so much. STEM is a big deal here in Indiana and across the country. And keeping Hoosiers in our state has been difficult, as many have fled to other parts of the country to get these high-paying jobs. But the governor tells me today that he believes the announcement made by eHealth and many others will keep Hoosiers right here at home.
And clearing six figures, that keeps them here. That makes this state sticky. We need more of these opportunities, not less. That's why we're going to continue to invest in our people and in our infrastructure platform and make sure that our economy stays attractive, because that's what grows the pie, not the revenue pie, and that's what enables us to skill people up.
The governor of Indiana knew at 6 o'clock the tax breaks being offered to eHealth. And the CEO of this company is a Ben Davis graduate on the city's west side. He graduated from that high school. His message to the class of 2020, it's never too early to give a commencement speech. And he adds, Amanda, that those that are from Ben Davis may have a slight edge if they apply for a job here. You'll hear straight from him tonight on the News at 6. Now back to you.
Raphael, thank you. A lot of good news for jobs in Indiana. And to learn more about eHealth's Indy headquarters announcement and the 500 planned jobs, click on this story at hiringhoosiers.com. And all new at 5, one Indiana school district is saying no more school buses on Interstate 70. The Vigo County School Corporation says it will no longer allow school bus travel on Interstate 70 west of Indianapolis. School officials say it's because of a number of serious accidents on I-70. This is an effort to keep students safe. Vigo County Schools says in a release, athletic teams will still use Interstate 465 and Interstate 65 to reach events in the central part of the state, but they will no longer use Interstate 70 to reach central Indiana. Developing tonight, a young woman is dead. Her body found outside an apartment complex on Indianapolis' southeast side early this morning. IMPD responded to Sawmill Apartments on Lickbridge Court around 7 this morning. That's near the intersection of I-465 and I-65, not far from South Sherman Drive. A woman's body had been found in the grass near the playground area of the complex. Metro Police say the woman was between the ages of 18 and 25. And police do not have any suspects at this time. If you have any info, contact IMPD or Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. An 8-year-old girl is dead after the propeller of a boat hit her in Lake Monroe over the weekend. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources says the young girl was boating with her father and friends on Lake Monroe when the accident happened Sunday. Medics took the little girl to IU Health in Bloomington, where she was pronounced dead. The Monroe County coroner identified the girl as Callie Crones Ares of Martinsville. The details surrounding the accident are still under investigation. And a man is in custody after police say video shows him beating and throwing his mother's 16-year-old dog until it died. Greenwood police officers were called to a home on Downing Drive around 2 Sunday afternoon for a report of animal abuse. A man and a woman at the home showed officers video surveillance footage showing a 35-year-old man attacking a dog inside the house. The dog, which was a 16-year-old border collie named Gypsy, was identified as belonging to the man's mother. That's according to Greenwood police. In the video, police say you can hear the man hitting and kicking the dog repeatedly, and you can hear the dog whimpering in response. The man has been preliminarily charged with killing a domestic animal. Landfill expansion is coming after the Indiana Department of Environmental Management issued a permit to the Southside landfill to use an extra 42 acres of its land for dumping. RTV6's Graham Hunter was talking to people who will be affected and finding out their concerns. He joins us from a nearby neighborhood off Kentucky and Tibbs. Graham.
Folks who live here have gotten used to the idea of having a landfill as a neighbor, but when notice came that neighbor was growing, some people weren't happy about it. The expansion will send the dumping grounds of the Southside landfill west and closer to neighbors who live in the area who previously had an open space as a buffer. Notice was sent about the expansion to over 1,700 homes in the area that are potentially affected by this expansion. A spokesman for IDEM tells me the approval of the permit means the expansion meets all environmental requirements of a landfill. Neighbors can appeal the permit, and there are some people who are planning to do just that.
If the people in the neighborhood don't want it and everybody in the neighborhood will sign off on it, I think they should halt all process, like the progress on it. Yeah. I think that should really be all it takes.
Coming up at 6, we're hearing more from neighbors on the confusion that notice has been causing here in the neighborhood. Working for you from the South Side, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
Thanks, Graham. And if the expansion moves forward, the new dumping area will be in an area just to the north of White River. That's where much of the landfill already is. For a more detailed look at the expansion, head over to the IndyChannel.com or the RTV6 app and click on this story. If you have any kind of safety concern and need help getting answers, reach out to us at workingforyou@RTV6.com. Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6, how much do you trust Google Maps? One driver may have trusted the app a little too much. The potential disaster he narrowly avoided. But first, women are 800% more likely to get the deadliest form of skin cancer. The groundbreaking study and the shocking details it reveals.
And now arriving in Muncie, good punch of wind and heavy rainfall right in the heart of Delaware County. Goes back up toward Marion, rolling to the north and east. Not the only downpour to talk about. We'll find the others next.
Your bath system. Call now.
Welcome back to RTV6 News at 5. Tonight, the Indiana Department of Child Services says child neglect and abuse deaths are on the rise. A report released last week shows 65 deaths that resulted directly from abuse or neglect in 2017. That's up from 59 child deaths in 2016. 45 of the 65 deaths involved children 3 years old or younger. It illustrates a national trend that very young children are at the highest risk of abuse or neglect. The report found that the most common neglect-related child deaths were related to kids being left unattended near water or a caregiver's failure to provide safe sleeping arrangements. Recycling is canceled all this week in the city of Frankfort after a fire tore through a recycling plant this morning, and just a shelter-in-place advisory has been issued for that area. The fire happened at the Werner & Son recycling facility. We have confirmed there was no one inside the plant at the time of the fire. Again, Frankfort has canceled its recycling service this week. Investigators say the cause of the fire is still unclear, but the Indiana Department of Environmental Management says if you live near that recycling facility, do not leave the home and go outside. Environmental crews are monitoring potentially dangerous particulate levels. And an important traffic alert you need to keep in mind this entire week. All lanes of I-70, both eastbound and westbound, are now closed between the south split to I-465 on the west side. As you can see, I-70 is a ghost town near Sam Jones Expressway. So how do you get around the construction? If you're coming from the airport or west side, get off I-70 at I-465. Take that around the south side to I-65. Head north on 65 to the south split downtown. If you're leaving the downtown area at the south split, continue southbound on 65. Take I-465 west and then connect with I-70 on the west side. Summer may almost be over, but the sun is still strong this time of year, which could mean danger, especially for young women. A new study by the American Academy of Dermatology shows young women between the ages of 18 and 39 are 800% more likely to get melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer. But experts say it's not just the sun. According to doctors, one of the biggest reasons for this data is indoor tanning beds. The co-director of the University of Arizona Cancer Center says getting melanoma is more common in tanning beds because laying in the bed is direct exposure to UV rays over a short period of time.
One visit to an indoor tanning salon increases by 20% your risk of melanoma. That the association between UV exposure, sun exposure, and skin cancer is so strong. If you question yourself, why are we doing this? It's stronger than smoking and lung cancer.
Dr. Claire Lorendorski says when you can decrease your chances of getting skin cancer is by reducing your activities outside, especially between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2 in the afternoon when the sun is most prominent, and maybe think about skipping the tanning bed. Thousands of people are falling for threatening calls claiming to be from Social Security. Working for you, John Matarese shows us why it can be so convincing so you don't waste your money.
Many of us say we would never fall for a phone scam. That's something grandma or grandpa might trip into. But one young woman agreed to talk to me about how she just lost hundreds of dollars to a slick phone scam. Mary Cullick was heading home from work when her cell phone rang.
Department of the Social Security Administration.
And they said they were calling from the Social Security Administration office.
Your Social Security number has been suspended for suspicion of illegal activity.
The caller told Mary they found
32 bank accounts opened on my Social Security number that involved fraud.
Scared, she hung up. But the phone rang again. Caller ID showing the local police department. And an officer was on the line this time.
I broke the law. I had a warrant out for my arrest, and they were going to come and arrest me unless I could prove to them that I did not open these accounts.
He said to do that, she needed to drive to Best Buy and purchase gift cards with her debit card.
Get 2 gift cards, $500 each, and come back outside.
Now, the officer on the phone originally told Mary that police would meet her in the Best Buy parking lot to help her out. Of course, they couldn't make it, so he then told her to get on her phone and do some things to confirm her identity and prove her innocence.
You need to prove you're innocent right now, or we're going to send you to jail.
If her bank cleared the sale, then she was off the hook. So she read him the card numbers, and you can probably guess the rest. It was all a scam, and they got $1,000 from her. What is your message to other people?
Just hang up. No matter what they say, just hang up.
Best Buy told us they would see if there's anything they can do, but typically gift card money is non-refundable. Remember, no agency will ever ask you to buy gift cards, so don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese for RTV6.
Kevin, we've been seeing a lot of sunshine the last couple of days. It's been quite the stretch of it. And
well, so we trade some sunshine for storms for a brief period, and then I'll just show you here. Check out behind me. Next 4 days, forecast is dry, actually into the weekend. This is much needed rainfall, and we're not done with it yet. Let me just kind of track where the heaviest downpours are. Everything's shifting into the eastern half of the state for now. Strongest storm sits over Delaware County, just punched its way through Muncie easily. 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts or greater as this moves toward Jay County and Portland. Also Hartford City. You'll get gusty winds and very heavy rainfall. Much needed rain in Henry County as well. There's a closer view of this as it kind of just rolling through Muncie to the northeast between Hartford City, Albany, and Farmland is where that heavy rain will be. South and east, crossing I-74 between Shelbyville and Greensburg. Nice downpour there. Destined for Rushville and Connorsville. And in Decatur County, you'll have the rain as well. This is what I mean by we're not done. Nothing as organized as what's just passed through, but there are isolated downpours with the sun reemerging. We may have one final line of showers and thunderstorms. You see it in eastern Illinois now with the actual cold front that will go through later tonight. Any of the storms that have some strength, wind would be the main threat from the storms. We had a 55-mile-per-hour peak gust in Indianapolis as the storms moved through. Eastern portion of the state, because you haven't had the rain yet, Richmond's at 84. It's 85 at Greensburg with the thunderstorms just off to your west. Look what happens. Temperatures drop into the lower 70s right behind the line of thunderstorms. Temporarily, they'll bounce back up as we get toward the late evening and sunset. I promised Beulah a walk, so here we go. Beulah, you are on a walk during my forecast this evening, and you won't get your outfit wet depending on where you live. Thanks to Abe Martinez for sharing this. Scattered thunderstorms around between now and 11 o'clock. They just won't be as widespread. The wind has been strong out of the southwest, independent of any thunderstorms today. Tonight, the wind will change direction and by morning come out of the west-northwest, and that will bring in cooler temperatures. Notice the cloud cover first thing in the morning tomorrow. As we get some afternoon sunshine, we could bubble up a shower, but the chances are less than 20%. So I just mentioned I don't really write it down in the forecast. Temperatures tomorrow all in the low 80s, and from there we have our coolest day on Wednesday. 81 degrees, mostly sunny, still dry. Thursday, Friday. Chance for thunderstorms emerges as we get to next week, so we may wait another week before we have additional showers and thunderstorms. Late weekend temperature of about 87. Summer warmth isn't gone.
It's still here, and so is that sunshine. Thank you, Kevin. Well, if you're tired of the Baby Shark song, you're not in luck. The Other Products, the popular song for babies, is now inspiring.
And be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
So you never really want to see a shark in the water unless you're snorkeling or something like that, at least at a distance. But what about a shark in your cereal bowl? I apologize for that getting stuck in your head for the rest of the day. The Baby Shark song phenomenon. Now, you may not be able to get it out of your toddler's mouth. Kellogg says it will release Baby Shark cereal. It contains berry-flavored loops and marshmallows. Baby Shark launched on YouTube in November of 2015 and now has more than 3 billion views. The cereal will be sold in Sam's Club stores beginning August 17th. Walmart will offer the Baby Shark cereal in late September. And that's not all. Nickelodeon says it will transform the Baby Shark song into an animated series for the network. Well, coming up, all new at 6, we've already seen a lot of traffic changes due to the new Indigo Red Line. Now there's another one we found out about today, why Illinois Street will be losing a lane. Coming up, all new at 6. But first on the Now Indy, an alleged drug kingpin from right here in Indianapolis on trial once again. What's at stake and the crimes he is accused of. You're watching RTV6.